Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English learning journey. Today, we are going to learn English through a powerful and inspiring story called The Power of Never Giving Up. This story is perfect for English learners who want to improve their listening, vocabulary, pronunciation, and speaking skills. In this story, we will follow a young man named Daniel, who has a big dream but faces many challenges and failures along the way. You will learn useful English words and expressions related to dreams, hard work, failure, courage, patience, confidence, discipline, and success. As you listen, pay attention to the simple sentences and try to understand the story naturally. Don't worry if you don't understand every word. Listen carefully, pause when needed, and repeat the sentences aloud. Remember, learning English is also a journey. You may make mistakes and face difficulties, but every small step helps you improve. Keep practicing every day. Believe in yourself and never give up. So, sit comfortably, listen carefully, and enjoy this inspiring English learning story. Let's learn English together, one story at a time. Now, let's begin. The power of never giving up. It was a quiet morning. The sun was slowly rising. Daniel opened his eyes. He looked at the clock. It was 6 o'clock. He sat up in bed. He had an important dream. He wanted to achieve something great. But his journey was not easy. He had faced many problems. Still, he refused to give up. Daniel got out of bed. He opened the window. Fresh air entered the room. He took a deep breath. He looked at the bright sky. He said, "Today is another chance." He smiled. Then he started his day. He washed his face. He brushed his teeth. He took a shower. He wore simple clothes. Then he went to the kitchen. His mother was preparing breakfast. She looked at him. She smiled. She said, "Good morning." Daniel replied, "Good morning, Mom." He sat at the table. His mother served breakfast. Daniel looked a little tired. His mother noticed it. She asked, "Are you all right?" Daniel was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Yes, I am fine." But deep inside, he felt worried. He had failed many times before. Sometimes he wondered about his future. Sometimes he doubted himself. His mother looked at him kindly. She said, "You can talk to me." Daniel looked at her. He said, "What if fail again?" His mother smiled gently. She said, "Then you will learn again." Daniel listened carefully. She continued, "Failure is not the end. Giving up is the real problem." Her words stayed in his mind. Daniel finished his breakfast. He went back to his room. He sat at his desk. He opened his notebook. The notebook was full of plans. It was also full of mistakes. Daniel had tried many things. Some things had worked. Some things had failed. But he had learned from every experience. He picked up his pen. He wrote a new goal. The goal was simple. Keep moving forward. Daniel looked at the words. He felt a little stronger. He remembered his past. His journey had started years ago. When he was young, he had many dreams. He wanted to do something meaningful. He wanted to build a good future. He wanted to help his family. But life gave him many challenges. He did not have everything he needed. Sometimes he had very few resources. Sometimes he had very little support. Some people did not believe in him. They thought his dreams were too big. They told him to choose an easier path. But Daniel listened to his heart. He knew that his dreams were important. So he continued. At first, Daniel made many mistakes. He did not know everything. He lacked experience. He lacked confidence. But he was willing to learn. He read books. He watched lessons. He practiced every day. Slowly, he became better. But improvement was not always easy. Sometimes he worked very hard. Then he saw no results. That was difficult for him. He wanted quick success. He wanted everything to happen fast. But life taught him patience. One day, he visited his grandfather. His grandfather was sitting in the garden. He was watering a small plant. Daniel sat beside him. His grandfather looked at him. He asked, "What is troubling you?" Daniel told him everything. He talked about his dreams. He talked about his failures. He talked about his fear. His grandfather listened quietly. Then he pointed at the small plant. He said, "Do you see this plant?" Daniel said, "Yes." His grandfather asked, "Will it become a big tree tomorrow?" Daniel smiled. He said, "No." His grandfather said, "Why not?" Daniel replied, "Because it needs time." His grandfather nodded. He said, "Exactly. Success also needs time." Daniel understood the lesson. He could not expect everything immediately. He needed to be patient. He needed to continue working. He needed to trust his journey. From that day, Daniel changed his thinking. He stopped looking for quick results. He focused on daily progress. Every morning, he made a plan. Every day, he completed small tasks. Every night, he reviewed his work. Slowly, his habits became stronger. He started waking up early. He stopped wasting time. He reduced distractions. He focused on important things. His life slowly became more organized. Daniel felt proud. He could see small improvements. His confidence began to grow. One day, Daniel faced a difficult challenge. He had an important opportunity. He had prepared for it for many weeks. He had given it his best effort. He hoped for a good result, but the result was disappointing. Daniel failed again. He felt very sad. He went home quietly. He did not want to talk to anyone. He entered his room. He closed the door. He sat on his bed. He looked at his notebook. He felt tired of trying. He thought, "Maybe I am not good enough." He thought about giving up. He wanted to stop. But then he saw the words in his notebook. Keep moving forward. He remembered his mother. He remembered his grandfather. He remembered all the difficult days. He asked himself an important question. How far have I already come? He looked back at his journey. He had learned many things. He had become more disciplined. He had become more confident. He had become stronger. Daniel realized something important. One failure could not erase his progress. One bad day could not destroy his future. He still had another chance. He stood up. He opened the window. He took a deep breath. Then he returned to his desk. He decided to study his mistakes. He wanted to understand what went wrong. He wrote down everything carefully. He found several problems. He had missed some important details. He needed more practice. He needed more experience. Instead of feeling ashamed, he decided to learn. He asked for advice. He listened to experienced people. He learned new methods. Then he started again. His second attempt was better. His third attempt was even better. He did not become successful overnight, but he improved every time. Months passed. Daniel continued his journey. His friends noticed his change. He was more focused. He was more disciplined. He was more confident. One of his friends asked, "How do you stay motivated?" Daniel smiled. He said, "I remember my purpose." His friend asked, "What do you mean?" Daniel said, "I know why I started. My dream is important to me. My future is important to me. My family is important to me." His friend understood. Daniel continued, "Motivation can disappear, but discipline helps you continue." Those words became an important part of his life. Daniel did not wait to feel motivated. He learned to work even on difficult days. Some mornings he felt tired, but he still completed his tasks. Some days he felt discouraged, but he still continued. He understood that success depends on consistency. Small efforts can create big results. One day, Daniel received good news. He was given a new opportunity. This opportunity was important. It could change his future. Daniel felt excited, but he also felt nervous. He remembered his previous failures. For a moment, fear returned. Then he smiled. He knew that he was not the same person anymore. He had learned from his past. He had grown through his challenges. He was ready to try again. Daniel prepared carefully. He created a clear plan. He practiced every day. He improved his skills. He asked for feedback. He corrected his mistakes. He continued working. Finally, the important day arrived. Daniel woke up early. He looked in the mirror. He smiled. He said, "I am ready." He arrived at the right place. His heart was beating quickly, but he remained calm. He remembered all his practice. He gave his best effort. When it was over, he felt relieved. Now, he had to wait. The waiting was difficult. Daniel tried to stay positive. He told himself that he had done his best. A few days later, he received the result. His hands were shaking. He opened the message. Then he smiled. He had succeeded. For a moment, he could not believe it. He read the message again. It was real. Years of hard work had brought him here. Daniel closed his eyes. He remembered his difficult days. He remembered his first failure. He remembered his doubts. He remembered the people who had encouraged him. Tears of happiness came to his eyes. He called his mother. He said, "Mom, I did it." She was silent for a moment. Then she said, "I always believed in you." Daniel felt grateful. He thanked her. Then he visited his grandfather. His grandfather was again in the garden. Daniel smiled. He said, "The small plant is growing." His grandfather laughed. He understood immediately. He said, "And so are you." Daniel smiled. His journey had changed him. He was not successful only because he achieved something. He was successful because he had grown. He had become stronger. He had become wiser. He had learned patience. He had learned discipline. He had learned courage. He had learned the value of hard work. Most importantly, he had learned not to give up. Daniel continued to work hard. He did not stop after one success. He knew that learning never ends. He continued improving himself. He continued setting new goals. He continued helping others. One day, a young student came to him. The student looked worried. He said, "I have failed many times." Daniel listened carefully. The student said, "I want to give up." Daniel remembered his own past. He smiled kindly. He asked, "Do you still have a dream?" The student said, "Yes." Daniel asked, "Is it important to you?" The student said, "Very important." Daniel said, "Then do not give up." The student looked at him. Daniel continued, "You may need to change your plan. You may need to learn more. You may need more time. But you do not need to stop." The student listened carefully. Daniel said, "Every mistake can teach you something. Every challenge can make you stronger. Every day is another chance to improve." The student smiled. He looked more hopeful. Daniel felt happy. He realized that his difficult journey had a purpose. His experiences could help others. His mistakes could become useful lessons. His story could give someone hope. That made him even more grateful. Years later, Daniel still remembered his first dream. He still remembered his small room. He still remembered his old notebook. He still remembered the words he wrote. "Keep moving forward." Those words had changed his life. Whenever he faced a new problem, he remembered them. Whenever he felt tired, he remembered them. Whenever he doubted himself, he remembered them. He knew that life would always have challenges. There would always be difficult moments. There would always be mistakes. But he had learned how to face them. He would learn. He would adapt. He would try again. He would keep moving forward. Daniel looked at his life with gratitude. He understood that success was not one big moment. It was built through many small moments. It was built through early mornings. It was built through hard work. It was built through difficult decisions. It was built through patience. It was built through courage. It was built through consistency. Daniel wanted everyone to understand one thing. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to know everything. You only need to be willing to learn. You only need to be brave enough to start. You only need to continue when things become difficult. Dreams do not become real by waiting. Dreams become real through action. A small step can begin a long journey. A small habit can create a big change. A small lesson can lead to greater wisdom. A small improvement can lead to success. So, never be ashamed of starting small. Never be afraid of making mistakes. Never compare your journey with everyone else. Your path is your own. Your progress is important. Your effort matters. Every day is an opportunity. Every morning is a new beginning. Every challenge is a chance to grow. Every failure can become a lesson. Daniel looked at the morning sky. The sun was rising again. He smiled. He felt ready for another day. He still had dreams. He still had goals. He still had much to learn. But he was not afraid. He knew that difficult days would come. He knew that challenges would come. But he also knew something important. He would never stop trying. He would never stop learning. He would never stop growing. He would continue taking small steps. He would continue believing in himself. He would continue moving forward because he had learned the true power of persistence. The journey may be long. The path may be difficult. But the person who keeps moving forward can go far. And Daniel was ready for whatever came next.